Now the purpose of this here workout doesn't really get anything specific done other than work the horse. He's a great horse, he's trained really well, but all my horses have quite a bit of spunk. And he hasn't been used all summer. So I don't want the first time he's used in 3 months to be with the family on my buggy and have him do something stupid that could then create fear in his mind for future. Because even though if the horse starts something dumb and they get themselves into a situation where they panic, that can stick with them for the rest of their life, no matter how good you started them off with. And there's many foolish people who they train their horse perfectly, and they're really well trained. They're 10, they're 12 years old, then they don't use that horse for a long period of time, and then they just want to get that horse out and just slap them on what they always used to do and just go for it, and then they get mad at the horse for messing up. Well, if you understand the nature of a horse, that don't work out so good. You need to read their mood and just don't set your horse up to fail. Because you do that, you're setting your horse up to fail, because maybe give him something to do where it's easy for him to do it right, and not, if they do freak out, it's not going to be something that's going to get, you know, like you haven't rode your horse in a year and then you decide to walk through the town parade. That's probably pretty stupid. It does depend on your horse, obviously, but I know my horses, so I try to set them up for success. So the first time he's getting used again here, it's not a really hard pole, but it's a good workout. It's very simple. If he does freak out on here, there isn't much he can hurt as far as the equipment. And you know, the worst that can happen to me is I fall off of a ground level horse-drawn implement. These Thunbirds ain't just for winter. They can be a good conditioning tool for a pulling animal in the summer. And the older I get, easy bud, that was bumpy. The older I get, the more I realize that light conditioning for pulling, pulling is more about physical, more than just the physical. It's also about the tempering of the mind. So if you take a horse out every time you work him, I used to do this when I was younger, and I wanted my horses to be the toughest little shits on the block, so I would take them out in the woods when I'm skidding, and every time I had them back there, I would push them to their physical limit multiple times through the day when it wasn't necessary. And what I did is I created an anxiety in that horse. When the harness came and the load came, they went from pulling calm to being a lot more jerky and fidgety, and because that's a mental strain to give it everything physically, it's a mental strain. So now I realize you don't have to push them to their limit to train them to give it all. You just have to set it up here. Woo! Easy boy. You just have to good boy, Star. He's doing amazing, by the way. So you don't want to push them to their physical limit every time you get them out. So you just have to you got to give them workouts that build their confidence. You got to have stuff for them to do that's really easy for them to do. They still get a workout, like pulling this thing, my bad, is no problem at all. It's not a problem at all. But pulling it for 2 miles gets to be hard work. But so you do this, he can stay easy because he doesn't have to strain too hard, so he can stay easy and relax. And when I ask him to stop, he stands relaxed. And you build on that slowly. As his condition improves, you can do more work and you can do heavier pulls. And he will be in the right mind frame when you do have a heavy load to just give her for you. But if you're always pushing a little bit more hot-blooded horses like mine, I've seen people take some real calm, easygoing draft horses and turn them into some nut jobs because of always pushing and asking for too much at a time. So set your horses up for success, folks. And don't ask them to do more than they're ready to do mentally. There's a lot of people that say, well, I know he can do it physically. Well, yeah, he can, but mentally he's not ready. So if you don't build that mental state to the right point, it don't matter what he could potentially do physically. This isn't just for poling, but it's especially for poling. Oh, have a great day.